I'm matching my sunflower here. Peace lovers. I am Kayla and this is Love Health Market. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful, glorious day. I am here in the garden to bring to you a video on plant medicine. If you enjoy content of this form, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of the beautiful content we have for you. Also, make sure you like this video if you feel you've learned or gained anything through this experience. So, the bees. Today, I will be talking about natural contraceptives that you can use. As you can see, I'm in the city, so it is quite loud today. It is Monday morning at 8 a.m., so it's a lot of noise in the background, but try to stay tuned with me and relieve that from your space. Today, I will be bringing you a video on natural contraceptives that you can use, you and your partner, to bring power back into the space of lovemaking and transitioning light into this world. So, a few of these I have used myself, a few of them I have not. But as a disclaimer, you should always seek professional advice before using inner interventions on your health. It's so beautiful. So just a few terms to be aware of that I will use during this video is emmenagogue. Emmenagogue, actually, I believe is how it's pronounced. And an emmenagogue is something that induces your period. So if you hear me say emmenagogue, that means that it is something that induces blood flow in the uterus. And another term that I will be using is an abortifacient. Abortifacient effectively means something that will induce miscarriage. So these are two terms that I will be using throughout the video. They're not interchangeable, just so that you know. One causes uterine contractions and one increases your hormone levels to induce blood flow in your uterus. So this is something that you should be very aware of, because effectively you will either be inducing or ending your ovulation or creating uterine contractions to create premature labor. Okay? All right, queens. I put on frankincense this morning, so I know I'm smelling very enticing to the pollinators. I don't want them to get me confused with the sunflower. But either way, let's get into it. The first plant medicine that I would like to discuss is neem oil. Neem oil is something that can be used intravenously or topically. I have used neem oil in the past as a way of a contraceptive. As a way of a contraceptive. And the way that me and my partner chose to use neem oil was intravenously with him as capsules, and I used neem oil topically being inserted into my vaginal cavity. So neem oil is a spermicide. So being that it is a spermicide, it can be used as a preventative beforehand. So this is something that your male partner can take a capsule form daily as basically a form of birth control, just like we have in the past with our pill forms. And as a woman, you can take neem oil after you have been ejaculated in. So once sperm has penetrated your vulva or your vaginal cavity, that is when you can insert the neem oil into your cavity, into your portal, to effectively kill the sperm from penetrating any of your uterus. I am currently with child, so that was something that we were using when we weren't seeking to transition life, but and it was very effective. So this is something that I can't speak from experience, but a few of these herbs that I will list are to be used after you have been already fertilized. So I'll get into those, and I will list those as abortifacient. The next herb that I would like to discuss is black cohosh. The toxicology of botanical medicine reports that Black cohosh stimulates blood flow in the uterus, which effectively makes it a memagogue. And also, black cohosh is known to induce labor in the first trimester. This is an ancient Native American herb that has been used for centuries, and it has the name of squaw root, I believe, as our ancestors would call it. And this is something that a lot of women in prehistoric times, and still currently in a lot of Aboriginal cultures, still use as an abortifacient due to its use in vitrally of being able to stimulate contractions in the uterus. So black cohosh is effectively a memagogue as well as an abortifacient. So this is something that is widely used and widely known as a natural contraceptive in cultures that do not focus on westernized medicine and that use plant medicine as their main source of intervention. The next herb that you can use as plant medicine, let me let this plane go. The next herb that you can use as a natural contraceptive is Angelica. Angelica root is typically what is used as the contraceptive, as Angelica is known to induce uterine contractions as well. So Angelica effectively would be an abortifacient. This is something that you would use after you have already been fertilized, or you can use it actually won't stimulate blood flow, but it will induce uterine contractions. So this is something that pretty much is a reactive herb or a post herb, not a pre herb that you would use. It's not a preventative, it's a treatment essentially to not transition life, or just control when you transition life into this space. The next plant medicine that you can use as a contraceptive is yarrow. I'm sure if you've studied any form of plant medicine involving the female reproductive system, you've heard of yarrow. Yarrow is an ancient herb that has been used since the beginning of time, back to our ancestors in Kemet, because yarrow is so widely cultivated and so easy to grow. I actually have some growing in my garden, my homestead, because I was not able to menstruate for 15 months after I had my son. And that was a herb that I was starting to utilize to bring on menstruation, and as you can see, it did work. So I can attest to yarrow's properties as well as a contraceptive. Yarrow is known for its memagogue properties, as in the way it can induce blood flow in the uterus, and it's also abortifacient, so it also stimulates contractions in the uterus after you have been fertilized. So you can use yarrow widely in way of a contraceptive, as a preventative and as a restorative measure when you are looking to control how and when you transition life into this space. The fifth herb that you can use, or food, plant medicine, however you choose to look at as a contraceptive, is Queen Anne's lace. Queen Anne's lace is also widely renowned for its female reproductive properties. Excuse me. When I was in Canada, in the Toronto area, I saw Queen Anne's lace growing everywhere. It's literally on the side of the roads. It's in forests and gardens. Everywhere you go, you can see Queen Anne's lace grown as a weed. The traditional name is wild carrot. So you'll mostly see people describe it as wild carrot before Queen Anne's lace, because people aren't very, in the Western culture, aware of its contraceptive properties. So Queen Anne's lace is an memagogue as well as an abortifacient, and is used widely in India as well as North America because of its memagogue and abortifacient properties. So Queen Anne's lace is a well-rounded herb in the way of the reproductive system, but it's also an aphrodisiac. So if you're looking to get things going as well as be preventative, or more so just take power into your own hands in a holistic, well-rounded way, Queen Anne's lace is something that you can utilize and get everything you want out of the experience. The next herb that you can use as an abortifacient is rue. I have rue growing in my garden because it stimulates contractions in the uterus, which can also be used as an emmenagogue. So rue is similar to these other herbs, as in it is well-rounded and also well known by our ancestors and Native Americans for being good for the reproductive system in the way of inducing fertility or enabling fertility, however you choose to go about it. Gotu kola is another herb that you can use as a contraceptive, but use with caution. Gotu kola is not something that I would... Whoa. Oh my God. There is a massive bee. I'm trying to figure out what his vibes are. He seems pretty domineering. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna try and speed this up. So, Gotu kola is not a herb that I would necessarily recommend. It is safe topically, but internally used, it can affect the liver. When already fertilized, when already pregnant, especially Gotu kola is used during your first trimester because it effectively has toxicity to the liver function, which can affect the development of your fetus. So this is something that can be used as an abortifacient, but it's also something that could possibly be toxic. So that is why I don't necessarily recommend Gotu kola. It is used in some traditions or in some tribes, but that is not something that I'm well-rounded in. So I would specifically go to that tribe that is well known for Gotu kola. Typically these are Asian or Oriental people that use Gotu kola, but once again, this is something that I would definitely recommend that you seek professional and ancient herbalist intervention on before you try to implement in your own practice and your own healing of yourself. And the last herb that I will list as a natural contraceptive is Motherwort. So Motherwort, similar to its name, is something that can induce your blood flow, so that would effectively start menstruation. So that is why it is called Motherwort, because it does create your moon cycle, or it does induce your moon cycle. But if you have been fertilized, this is something that can be a preventative, because it does have anti-ovulatory effects. So it will induce your moon cycle, but it is not an abortifacient. So this is something that possibly would not work if you have already been fertilized. This is something that you would use as a preventative more so than a restorative. So I hope this video has been helpful. Make sure that you hit that like button if you got anything from this, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of our future content. We are here spreading love and light, enjoying the things that Source has given us, and we love sharing that with you. So don't miss out on any of that future love. And thank you so much for joining us in this space today. Love and light.